Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta, and as we know, the New Year's just occurred, at least what they call the New Year's, because the real New Year comes in the spring. But these people were out here celebrating Janus, and you've got it across cultures. And what you have here on the screen is a drone show that the Chinese did for the New Year. So I guess they celebrate two New Years because there'll be a Chinese New Year. I think that's actually in the spring, but could correct me on that if I'm wrong. And then they also celebrate Esau's New Year. But here's a drone show that they did, and I thought it was very interesting. We're not going over the attacks or the various other things that actually happened here on New Year's, but this is something I thought was extremely interesting. And so let's go ahead and check it out. And so you see there's a dragon. It appeared to be coming out of a pit. And then there's what to me looks like a chariot, or could resemble a chariot. I know these are drones, but it's a big cylinder, cylindrical. Basically, it looks like a chariot to me. But you see the dragon come out of the pit. This chariot's dropping down fireworks on them. And I thought this was interesting because it took me straight to Revelation 12, where Michael makes war with the dragon, and then also to 2nd Ezra 13, because these people eventually fight Yahushua when he returns. And we are hoping for the return of Yahushua and for it to be soon. But I thought this was a great visualization of the dragon fighting the chariots. Now, I know the dragon being from that serpent from the garden that's grown up into this great big dragon. They're going to be fighting in their planes and whatever different technology they have against the chariots of the Most High. And they are going to try, but they are going to fail miserably. But as you can see there's the dragon and there's a chariot dropping down stuff on it. Looks like they're making war against each other. But enough of that. Let's get into the scriptures. This is Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Michael being the archangel. He's Mike Ayala. His name is He Who Is Like the Most High. And he's a war angel. He comes for war. And he's going to be fighting the dragon, which is made up of Esau's system. And the angels are going to be the ones doing the fighting. His angels are the people of Edom. And so they'll be in their jet planes and all their technology trying to take down the chariots, especially the huge chariot that Yahushua is coming back in, but they are not going to succeed. And it even says it here in verse 8. And it says, and prevailed not. So they lost. Neither was their place found any more in heaven, because the Lord's coming back to remove the Edomites from power. The Edomites being so-called white people, including those small hatters, the 1948ers, that call themselves the Lord's people. Those are the enemies of the Lord. But let's also go to 2nd Ezra 13. And we'll start here at 1. it says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. In this verse, it's speaking of space, calling the sea space. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. So this is Yahushua returning with his armada of chariots, the things that this world calls UFOs or UAPs. Those are the angels. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Because everyone is going to be terrified. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. These are laser beams that will be coming out of the chariots, burning people up. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So this is that war in heaven. And that drone image that we saw, I felt like that was depicting war in heaven. In this case, heaven just being the skies. So you see it there, the dragon against the chariot. Verse 6 says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And so his chariot, the chariot that Yahushua returns on, is so big that it looks like a mountain, and he couldn't even see from one end to the other. It's going to be huge. You could think of the ships that were shown in Independence Day. And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet durst fight. So they're going to have the spirit, the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to keep going to try and take out the Lord, but they will prevail not, as it says. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Those are the laser beams coming out. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. Those War of the Worlds movies, when the lasers hit the people, they just turn into dust. They're just vaporized. And that's much like it's going to be when Yahushua returns. It says, for by fire and with his chariots, which, let's finish this out and we'll get to that. It says, but Ezra said, when I saw this, I was afraid, because that's a terrifying vision. The earth being invaded, and with technology that these people can't even begin to grasp and comprehend, and it's going to completely make light work of the Edomites, as well as the other nations that try to fight against the Lord, and our people as well, the 2/3. This is Isaiah 66 and verse 15. It says, for behold, the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. So Yahushai is coming with fire, the fire coming from the chariots, and the fire coming from the nukes, and he's going to be in these chariots. It says, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. So he's going to judge with fire and with his sword. With fire and with his sword. And the slain of the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai shall be many. And so this is how he's going to come. These heathen think they're actually going to fight him and stand a chance so that they can stay in rulership and power, but the Lord's going to put them underfoot, and there's nothing they can do to stop it, even with them telegraphing what the plans are like this, showing things like this, and the war in heaven is not going to work. They are going to be taken out, and the kingdom, Yahweh Shai's kingdom, will begin, which is the kingdom of Israel. And the heathen will be put into subjection, judged for what they've done in the earth, and eventually, except for Esau, but the others will be going back to their prospective lands and living in a better, cleaner, more fair earth than what's been existing under Esau's rulership. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, or Chakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.